Live from ISC West, we are at the Verkada booth. We had to come up early because this has been one of the busiest booths we've ever seen at ISC. And I'm joined by Adam. Adam, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Yeah. Thanks so much for being here.
So this year, Verkada is showcasing an escape room. This is honestly pretty unique, and there was so many people in queue to attend it. So Can you walk us through what you guys want to showcase here and what you want the experience to bring to the viewers?
Totally, yeah. So what we wanted to showcase were three important points about Verkada. One is that a Verkada managed premises, which is really what we created the booth to be, is both frictionless to enter as well as secure. And I'll show you how our attendees, as you pointed out, there were a lot of attendees. We had thousands of people coming through the booth. And so we wanted to show that, hey, you can enter our booth quickly, you can enter our booth securely, just as you would, any sort of Verkada managed building. And then once inside, you can use some pretty advanced video security analytics to conduct investigations in a matter of minutes. And so, we wanted to showcase some really fun uses of AI and computer vision technology that our attendees could actually use for themselves in really intuitive and quick ways to show how our customers can expedite investigations down to just seconds.
All right, glad to hear it. And honestly, now I kind of want to take part of this experience. So Where should we start?
So we'll begin with Verkada Guest, which is our visitor management system. And so this can be obviously customized to whichever customer type you want, whether it's a school or a hospital. You can really create whatever sort of check-in types, if you will. And so here, at ISC West, we customize this to be particular to the attendees coming through the booth, whether they're IT professionals, partner integrators, security end users. In the case, I am none of these, I'm other. So I'll go in and I'll put in my phone number here as part of the check-in process. I'll put in my name. And this again goes back to what I was saying, which is, we want our check-in process to be easy and secure. Was I at the booth last year? I was. And now I'm going to have a photo taken of me. Great. Next. And I can confirm the information. Great. And what's going to happen now is I'm going to receive a printed badge that I can have on my shirt here. And really that's important, when you're checking in guests into whatever building you're managing, you want visibility into who's coming into the booth as well as what their purpose is. Something that's really cool about this too is we recently created a native integration between Verkada Guest and Verkada Access Control, where once I put in my information, I receive a uniquely credentialed physical badge, which Jameson's going to give to me right now. So I have both my guest printed badge here, which I can put on my chest so people know who I am. And I also have a physical key card, which can allow me into the escape rooms. Of course, this can be provisioned to allow access to very specific rooms inside of a building. But for our attendees here, we have 4 escape rooms, and we want them to have access to all 4 if needed. So we can go to the escape rooms now, if that sounds good.
Honestly, this process seemed really quick.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell us approximately how long people are waiting in line for this?
Yeah, the line was, as you pointed out, the line was big, but, I think people were coming through in maybe 15, 20 minutes total. So, that's a pretty quick process when you have thousands of people trying to enter one booth.
Yeah, and it goes back to what you were saying about simplicity, right? People,
exactly.
Whether it's at a trade show or it's at a school, it's just easy. You don't wait in line, you get the process going and you can go on with your day.
Exactly right, yeah.
All right, so let's jump to the first room.
Perfect. Okay, so here we've divided our booth into 4 escape rooms. Each escape room is the same. This allows us to put about 3 to 4 folks in each room at once to keep throughput moving and to keep attendees flowing through. Now, each escape room has an intercom reader in front of it. And so what I'm gonna do, this is another native integration actually between our intercom product line and our access control product line, where I receive my uniquely credentialed physical badge. I'm gonna tap it on our intercom reader here. It's gonna actually capture the event on this camera, and I'm gonna enter the room.
All right, so we are inside the escape room.
Exactly. And so for those of you who might not be totally familiar with an escape room, essentially what happens is folks enter the room, and when they enter, we gave them 5 minutes to escape. And this is our way of showcasing, hey, we have a lot of really powerful analytics that are simple, quick, and intuitive to use. And the goal of the escape room, if I may here, is to solve 3 investigations using our video security analytics. Investigation A, B, and C. Each investigation is going to result in the attendees finding a set of 2 numbers. 2 numbers, 2 numbers, 2 numbers. They piece these numbers together to form a 6-digit code that they punch into our 8064 door reader right here. That's another integration. And they're able to escape the room as a result. So would you like to jump into each investigation and see just how quick and easy it is?
It sounds like you guys are confident. 5 minutes for 3 investigations.
Yes, so I can actually start the timer here.
Okay.
So when attendees came in, right, we started the timer. Now, the first investigation here, we see Command, which is our cloud-based management platform, which centralizes all camera feeds in one pane of glass. And what we're gonna have Lauren here do is conduct the first investigation, which requires attendees to find 2 digits on a suspect's license plate. So a car, we want to pinpoint a car based on a series of criteria. So Lauren's going to jump to the vehicle search page, which consolidates sightings of all vehicles across one's camera fleet. Now the first criterion, we laid out the instructions very clearly for attendees here. The first criteria, the suspect had a Florida license plate. So let's sort all the vehicles by Florida license plate. Next, the suspect was driving a white vehicle. So sort by white vehicle. They were driving a sedan. And then in terms of make and model, you could search for virtually any make and model using freeform text. So they were driving a Honda. Great. And now we see, sure enough, this is the suspect's license plate. So the first 2 digits are, I'll use my pen here. We have plenty of these for attendees, are 9, 8. So first 2 digits, done.
I like the experience that we see here, because one complaint we receive from end users, installers, integrators is how every VMS can be complicated to learn. Like everyone has a different platform, but from yours, what I see is that it's something we can see in everyday life. When you do a Google search, for example, you just enter the terms, and right here we have all the explanation laid out. So even the sedan, you have the small icon, all the colors.
Exactly.
Let's make it really practical.
Exactly, and in just a few clicks too. You know, you saw Lauren just find this vehicle of interest in just a few clicks, and actually folks who are operating with our bullet cameras can use license plate recognition here to stitch together a timeline of when the vehicles appeared and see it in an intuitive map view as well.
Now,
So-
I don't want to put too much pressure, guys. I'm talking. We have 3 minutes left.
Do I see in fluster? I'm confident that we'll finish in time. So the next investigation requires us finding 2 numbers on the suspect's sports jersey that they were wearing. And this actually uses a new feature called History Player Search. So what Lauren's going to do is jump back to Command and go into the intercom events, where our suspect was trying to use a deactivated badge, a physical badge that was deactivated, to enter the premises that we're conducting the investigation at. Now, Lauren's going to filter by access denied events, and he's going to go to where we see a badge deactivated that was used. So sure enough, here, this suspect used a deactivated badge to try to badge into our headquarters. So Lauren's going to click in. And this is a new feature that came out. And what he's going to do is when the suspect is visible, he's going to click pause. And now you can see the suspect highlighted in purple. With one more click from this single point in time, Lauren's actually reconstructing a complete chronology and timeline of where the suspect appeared on our cameras. And sure enough, what are the numbers on the jersey here? 30.
Wow.
So this is actually an enormous unlock for customers, because what we're able to do with this is reconstruct a complete history of where a suspect appeared on our cameras from one point in time in one moment.
Yeah, and I think it links to the philosophy of just the lines outside, is making it simple and fast to do investigation.
Exactly.
And now talking about fast, we have 1 minute left.
Exactly. So the final aspect of the investigation, hypothetically, our suspect took a flight from San Francisco to Las Vegas, and we want to find the numbers on the suspect's boarding pass. Lauren here is now controlling one of our PTZ cameras, and you can see he's using an Xbox controller to zoom in. This camera specifically has 28 times optical zoom, so you can see from a distance how clearly we can read text that's very far away. Now, Lauren's going to identify the boarding pass, and you can see it's stuck to the side of the demo pod over there. Okay, so flight number 20.
15 seconds, Adam. You got this.
All right, so 98, 30, 20, pound, and we're done.
Wow.
6 seconds to spare, and we were having plenty of conversation. So that's the escape room experience. We really wanted to show how easy it is to use our video security analytics to conduct sprawling investigations, whether it's trying to find a vehicle that was driving away from a scene, whether it's trying to find a suspect's other appearances from a single point in time, or using our PTZ camera in a really simple way to conduct a full investigation in under 5 minutes.
And honestly, I look at this room and I'm thinking about the future installers and integrators that are joining the scene. And it makes it easy for them to, again, even the simple addition of using an Xbox controller to do the PTZ control, it's something we grew up with. It's something we know how to use. And this, again, I feel, yeah, your philosophy, we can feel it when we come.
Exactly. Fundamentally, it's intuitive. And that's what we want our customers to be able to feel when they use our technology, right? We have a lot of complex technology that supports this on the back end, right? And a lot of this uses the latest innovations in AI and computer vision. We don't want AI and computer vision just for the sake of having, the acronym AI. AI is everywhere, right? But fundamentally, we're giving it to our customers in useful and actionable ways that allow them to find what they need in seconds.
All right, so where we're going next?
And now we're going to go to our experience hallway, which is going to showcase how all of the device data, and there was plenty of device data that was collected throughout the experience today, can be visualized really easily in some native dashboards that we have at Verkada, as well as brought into third-party applications and systems with some integrations that we built. So the first screen here is showing our VX52 viewing station, which can consolidate camera feeds. As you see here, these are camera feeds from every one of the escape rooms, as well as what we call smart tiles that you can configure and customize to whatever your organization's needs might be. So in this case here, we actually have one of our environmental sensors, which is another one of our products, showing environmental sensor data from room 1, organized by noise level, humidity, carbon dioxide, temperature. This is, I believe it's using our SV25 sensor, which can record up to 21 different readings. So here we're showing 4 of the 21, but this is honestly used widely among manufacturers who want to ensure workplace safety, make sure that no organic, volatile organic compounds or any sort of toxins are released in the air. It really gives them visibility and insight into their operations as well, which is, that's an important component, right? Like, security is one thing, and our data and dashboards can also be used to facilitate efficient operations of spaces as well.
Yeah, I can see that. I believe this is even customizable depending on your needs. And we can even see on the left, 23 minutes ago, you were on camera.
Exactly. So this integrates with our access events. So we have our access event shown here. We have environmental sensor data shown here. We have camera feed shown here. This can be reconfigured and customized however our customers see fit. This screen here. So speaking of operations, this is our occupancy trends dashboard. And what we're seeing here is actually inflow and outflow of foot traffic throughout our booth it looks like this is organized hourly over the course of the last few days. So you can see here, each day of ISC West, where there's green, there were people who came in, where there's red, people left. And so if I hover over, I get just a quick little insight into some data here where on Wednesday, April 2nd at 1 p.m., we had 200 people come in, 3 people leave over the course of that hour. You click in and you can see exactly who they were. So this is honestly pretty useful for retailers who want to understand, the flow of foot. This could also be applied to vehicles. So the flow of foot and vehicle traffic throughout one space, it really helps them to optimize, product placement, for instance. Oh, we see that certain folks are, moving through this area at a certain time. And it spikes between 12 and 3 p.m. for instance. Let's put more product placements there. Maybe we discount a few products there to help with our sales. We also see this with just like general operational efficiency of workspaces. So if you get data and insight into at a certain time, maybe foot traffic has diminished in a certain area. Okay, maybe our customers might dim the lights and save some on electricity costs there, or dim HVAC, so they save on HVAC costs in that area. So this really helps to ensure that our customers can use their spaces efficiently.
And all of this is done through video surveillance. So it's your camera that does this
exactly.
analytics.
So you can see here that our cameras are capturing, and what we do is we actually draw, when you configure this initially, it's very simple, to draw a virtual line across a perimeter. And every time the person steps over, it's counted as one in. Every time they step the other way, it's counted as an out. Moving on, so I showed you a few native dashboards. Now we're showing the power of bringing Verkada data into third-party applications and systems that folks use all the time. So showcase here are different notifications, events, and alerts being brought from Verkada to applications that folks use all the time, like Slack and Microsoft Teams. So if you're running security for your premises and maybe, you're comfortable using Microsoft Teams, you can certainly use Verkada's platform to see your, line crossing event detected in this case. But what if you just want to use a system that you feel most comfortable with, like Microsoft Teams? It's super simple to set up an integration that sends Verkada alerts and notifications from Verkada Command to applications that folks use all the time.
So you don't need to jump from one platform to the other.
Exactly. I mean, you certainly can, but if you feel comfortable using, and it's very easy, obviously, to toggle between the two, but it's very easy to just set up a direct integration between Verkada Command and Microsoft Teams or Slack, or moving on, segue, into dozens of different applications, systems, and pieces of software. So here is our Verkada integrations page, where we've consolidated dozens of our integrations that we've pre-built. This is also done in addition to an extensive library of API endpoints. So if our customers want more customizable integrations, we have a pretty robust library of API endpoints that they can tap into, if they have a little more, if they're a little more dev savvy. But if they want just a quick out-of-the-box integration, we offer dozens with different third-party systems, pieces of software that they use all the time. So folks can come to this page, they can click in, read more about the solution that we've built with our partners. And that's pretty much the booth.
Yeah. Adam, the tour was amazing. I just love the way you integrated your solution in everything we've seen, and we can feel the Verkada energy in there. And even the integration that you have, whether we're talking about Slack or here we have the Envy, we have Schlag, we have Simon Voss. So it's something that I like to see in the evolution of security. Mm-hmm. So we've been kind of stuck in an environment, but with Verkada, it seems you're bringing it to another level.
Exactly right. And Verkada, relative to the industry at large, is a pretty young company. We were founded in 2016. We have a really powerful platform that we showed, in the escape rooms, that we showed with our native integrations to our other devices. But we know many of our customers, especially our large enterprise customers, have been using other systems for years. And it's really important that we can bring our data into the systems that they use all the time, into the systems that they feel comfortable using, and vice versa, where they can bring certain data from systems that they're using into Verkada. So there's an open line between Verkada's platform and different systems that they use all the time.
So we did the escape room under 5 minutes. We went through this hall. What am I winning, Adam?
Well, you're in Vegas, so we wanted to make it a Vegas-centric experience. So come with me. And you'll see that attendees who came through the booth can now spin a slot machine. So what they'll do is they'll return their physical key card, and then they'll pull the lever of the slot machine. Would you like to do so? You got through the escape room.
I will not say no for free gifts.
Right. So they'll pull the slot machine, and we'll see, okay, in this case, they would win, it obviously didn't all line up. Sometimes when it does, they win a bigger prize. In this case, they would, win a smaller prize. But you know what? Everyone's a winner.
We're in Vegas, that's what we want to hear.
Exactly. So after attendees collect their prize, they can go to any number of our demo stations which surround the booth. So I can take you to a couple right now. So you can see, at each booth, we have a handful of devices and how they all integrate into Verkada Command, that being our cloud-based management platform. So let's go to demo station 12 here, for instance. We see a handful of Verkada products. This is one of our mini cameras. We have our door reader set up here. So folks can actually really get their hands on the devices. We have our intercom. We actually have one of our cellular gateways set up. You see these antennas here. So this can be used in a mobile deployment if you don't have a hardline PoE connection. And so, we really wanted to make it a hands-on experience where you could literally touch the cameras, you could touch the devices, and then you could see how they're used in Verkada Command. In this case, we saw History Player Search being used inside the booth. Someone was just demoing History Player Search here. So we really set up our booth to be experiential, to showcase a handful of our physical devices, as well as how they all integrate into one single pane of glass in Verkada Command.
And it makes sense, right? We just lived the experience, so we played with the products ourselves, and now it's the learning experience. You go station by station to understand what did I actually do to be able to solve 3 investigations under 5 minutes?
Exactly right. And of course, I would be remiss not to mention that on verkada.com/docs, we have a lot of documentation that also helps folks to learn more about the technology, how to use it effectively, how to optimize their deployments. I'd be remiss not to mention it because I wrote a lot of the documents, so I want people to read it for sure. But yeah, no, we have a lot of ways to get your hands on the products, to learn more about how you can enhance your security, enhance your operations, and protect your people and places effectively.
And now, Adam, before I let you go, because I believe the line is getting pretty full, one last message for the people that could not attend maybe ISC West. What kind of message did Verkada want to send them?
Yeah, I think the takeaway here is that Verkada is an innovator, and we're constantly incorporating the latest technology to help our customers solve investigations quickly and in really intuitive ways. And that's something that we saw with the escape room. It's something that we'll continue to see as we roll out new technology and incorporate the latest and greatest into our platform.
Adam, again, thank you for the tour.
Yeah,
I'll go collect my prize.
Yes, please do. Yeah, thanks.